In Chinatown, private detective Walter realizes he's being followed. He picks up his pace and slips a package into a mailbox before walking away. Unfortunately, the moment he reaches the street, a van slams into him. Walter is left bleeding on the pavement as the vehicle speeds off. In Hawaii, Navy Commander James is training his team in a pool. No one can hold their breath underwater as long as he can, so when he surfaces, he scolds them. He's suddenly interrupted by a soldier who informs him that the police are calling. Shortly after, James is standing in the morgue, staring at his father's body. He's told that Walter was killed by a hidden drone, but James shows no visible emotion. Later, James returns home and starts cooking dinner for his family. When his wife Illa asks about his day, he mentions the training and casually says that Walter died, referring to him by name instead of calling him Dad. Illa suggests that his brother should be notified, but James reminds her that they haven't spoken in years and that his brother wouldn't answer his calls anyway. In Oklahoma, James's half-brother Johnny finds his girlfriend Valentina packing her things. She's leaving him. It's her birthday, and Johnny forgot, which becomes the final straw. Johnny is always joking around and never takes anything seriously, so Valentina has finally had enough. Johnny apologizes and promises to change, and she kisses him, before slapping him and leaving anyway. A devastated Johnny spends the next few hours drinking to forget. That's when he gets a call from Illa, who tells him that Walter has died and that the funeral is tomorrow. Johnny doesn't want to attend and heads to the bathroom while talking about his police work. Suddenly, two men appear behind him and press a knife to his neck. When Johnny turns around, he accidentally pees on their shoes. The men demand the package Walter sent, but Johnny has no idea what they're talking about and explains that he hasn't seen Walter since he was a kid. They show him their tattoos to prove they're Yakuza and threaten to kill him if they don't get the package. Johnny pretends to beg for his life, then suddenly attacks. He throws the men around the bathroom, destroying everything in sight, including the door. A third man enters and starts shooting, forcing Johnny to take cover. One of the attackers regains consciousness, so Johnny slams him into the door and shoves it shut, trapping the shooter and punching through the wood. Johnny starts using furniture as weapons and even pauses to grab a drink. The fight drags on, but Johnny manages to knock out two of them. The final attacker finds Johnny's mother's shrine and destroys it. Enraged, Johnny grabs a grater and viciously scrapes it across the man's arm. He then smashes the attacker's head into the table and punches him from behind, knocking out his teeth. On the same table, Johnny finds a note from Valentina that reads, "Thanks for nothing." The mobsters return, and Johnny is nearly strangled to death, but he throws one of them onto broken glass, killing him. Afterward, Johnny picks up a photo of his mother and his younger self. Hidden behind it is a picture of Walter, and Johnny insults him. The next day at the funeral, James notices that both Yakuza members and syndicate gangsters are present. He's surprised when Johnny arrives, and the two immediately begin arguing and insulting each other, forcing the priest to scold them. After the service, Walter's ashes are sent out to sea on a boat. Later, Johnny learns that James is living in their childhood home. It's revealed that Walter cheated on James's mother and had Johnny with his lover. James's mother still welcomes Johnny into the house, but James resents him because the affair destroyed his family. During lunch, the family is joined by Governor Peter, since Johnny's half-sister Harnani works for him. Johnny admits he didn't come for James, he came to find Walter's killer. James insists it was a drone accident, so Johnny tells him about the attack the night before. An argument breaks out, and James accuses Johnny of bringing chaos everywhere he goes. When Johnny reminds James that he didn't help him after their mother was killed, James freezes before asking to talk privately. At the beach, the brothers argue again. James refuses to believe Walter's death wasn't accidental, so Johnny flips him off and walks away. At a bar, Johnny runs into his old friend Akai, a member of the syndicate. Akai's boss, Mr. K, wants to meet Johnny, but he declines. Moments later, Johnny feels sick and collapses, realizing Akai drugged his drink. Johnny wakes up in a room with Mr. K, who reminds him that Johnny has hurt many of his men in the past. Johnny says it's because the syndicate killed his mother. Mr. K orders Johnny to leave Hawaii, but Johnny refuses. Mr. K throws him onto a table and carves his initials into Johnny's neck, giving him 7 days to leave or die. Meanwhile, James meets Detective Renard to review Walter's report. Renard says there's nothing useful. The accident happened in an area where no one talks to police, and the only camera was broken. Authorities insist it was a drone, so the case is closed. James retrieves Walter's belongings, including a knife and a wallet containing a ticket with a strange list of words. At the same time, Johnny breaks into Walter's apartment, finds a gun in the desk and keeps it. Someone suddenly enters, forcing Johnny to hide. Pa begins searching the desk papers. Johnny tries to ambush him, but Pa throws a plate and escapes across rooftops. When he reaches the street, Johnny is waiting and knocks him out with a punch. Johnny drags Pa to a bar and demands answers. Pa explains that Walter was like a father to him and had many enemies. His last job involved a catering company, where Pa posed as a waiter. Johnny tells Pa he now works for him and painfully resets his broken nose. Back with James, he revisits the crime scene and studies the tire marks. He notices a camera in an adult shop and tries to bribe the owner for footage. When the owner refuses, James violently rips out his piercings. Later, Johnny and Pa return to Walter's apartment and find a surfboard. Pa says Walter didn't surf. Johnny notices something wrong with a fin and pulls it, revealing hidden blueprints. Johnny calls Nanny and tells her the plans carry Peter's government seal. She agrees to check the database. As Pa tries to leave, he's suddenly hit by the door. James bursts in with his gun drawn. Johnny draws his too. Realizing they're working the same case, they lower their weapons. James reveals a flash drive containing security footage showing the van without license plates. Johnny believes it was deliberate, but James still wants more proof. Johnny sends Pa to investigate the catering company, and the brothers leave together. They argue while driving and don't notice another car, leading to a violent crash. The attackers open fire, causing chaos. James kills the shooter, while Johnny destroys the enemy vehicle's engine, causing it to explode. At the station, Renard yells at them and reveals Johnny was suspended for excessive force. Renard ignores the flash drive and orders them to behave. That evening, Nanny reveals the blueprints were for an illegal casino commissioned by Marcus. Gambling is illegal on the island, making it suspicious. They decide to confront Marcus at a fundraiser. The next day, Johnny explains why he was suspended. He shot a dealer selling to kids. James accepts this. They visit the supposed casino site, only to find a sacred Hawaiian village. Pa calls with news. The blue van was recovered, along with the body of a government accountant. Renard refuses to share the van list. Once he leaves, Johnny asks Pa to research Hayashi Imports, the only Japanese name on the list. At the fundraiser, Pa sneaks the brothers in. Hayashi Imports is confirmed to belong to the Yakuza. James serves Nakamura, steals his card and subtly questions him. Nakamura threatens James before leaving. Johnny meets Monica, Marcus's wife, who admits she hired Walter for leverage in her divorce. She invites Johnny to her penthouse the next day. Marcus confronts the brothers, denying involvement in Walter's death. Johnny toys with a grenade, while James notices severed fingers. Marcus kicks them out. The next day, Monica is found dead. Johnny storms Marcus's mansion, but is subdued and arrested. Peter later convinces Marcus to drop the charges and urges Johnny to let the police handle things. After Johnny's release, the brothers fight brutally until James finally apologizes. Valentina later finds Walter's package containing a flash drive. At the airport, Valentina joins them, and Pa discovers the drive is a cold wallet. A helicopter attacks. Valentina drives with incredible skill as they survive a brutal chase. Eventually, the truth is uncovered. Peter was paid millions to legalize gambling. Walter uncovered the conspiracy and was killed for it. Marcus kidnaps Illa and Nanny. Armed to the teeth, the brothers storm his mansion, killing every guard. James defeats Nakamura, while Johnny confronts Marcus on a boat. Marcus shoots Johnny, but a grenade kills him. James rescues his brother. Peter is arrested. The family reunites. Mr. K gives Johnny the name of his mother's killer, but Johnny burns it, choosing peace and family instead. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.